students, and welcome to the class. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website and you need to log in. Then you need to select math as subject and your grade level is grade 1. The topic for today is subtraction. And the chapter number for this subtraction is chapter 5. This is chapter number 5 and we are doing the lesson number 1 and the name of the lesson is subtraction facts. Subtraction, we will look at the facts, how subtraction can be done, and the subtopic is numbers, subtraction for the numbers up to 10. Okay, so let's start off with the topic. Let's go to math grade 1, chapter number 5, subtraction, and lesson number 1. Okay, so the question says we need to define what the difference is. Okay, so for question number 1, it says subtract 9 minus 9. Okay, so if we need to subtract now 9 out of 9, so can we say that, let's suppose some shapes, or let's write down some numbers. We have the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. From these 9 numbers, we need to remove the 9 because we are trying to subtract 9 from a 9, right? So we cancel out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We are left with nothing over here, right? And nothing in mathematics is defined by a 0. So what we say is the difference of these two numbers is 0. Because 9, if you have 9, let's suppose you had 9 candies and you gave away the 9. So you are left with nothing, right? So that means 9 minus 9 would be 0. And whenever we are writing down the facts, we say the difference of the two number in this particular case is a 0. Okay, let's go to the next question. For question number 2, it says subtract 9 minus 6. So let's suppose if we have 9 stars, okay, let's make this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If we had these 9 stars, can we number them? Let's number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. How many do we need to remove? We need to subtract 6 out of these 9 stars, right? So let's start removing. We always start from the greatest number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what is the greatest number we are left with? We are left with 3. Agreed? So what we can say is the difference is 3. Or what we can say is, if we add the two smaller numbers, the first number being 6 and the difference being 3, so we can say that 6 plus 3 would be always equals to the total number. That was 9 in this case. Okay? Or what we can say is, if this was 9 minus 6 was 3, we can also say that 9 minus 3 would be equals to 6. Okay? So either ways, it is true. You subtract 6, you get from 9. If you subtract 6, you get 3 as your answer. Or from 9. Hi, Prinsley. Welcome to the class. What we are today doing is, we are looking at the subtraction facts. Like if a bigger number is given to us, we subtract one number, so we get the difference over here, right? So what we are looking at is, if 9 minus 6 was 3, 9 minus 6 was 3. The difference was 3, right? So if we subtract 9 minus 3, then the difference would be 6. So vice versa, that means if you subtract any number, the difference you get, the next time if you subtract the difference, you get the same answer. As 9 minus 6 was 3, then 9 minus 3 would be 6. And we can also say that the sum of the two smaller numbers would be always equals to the total over here. Okay. So let's try another question. Question number 3. And the question number 3 says, okay, this is very logical. The question number 3, it says, subtract 0 minus 0. So let's suppose if I would say you do not have any candies right now. Let's suppose if you do not have any candy, you cannot share anything, right? When the total was a 0, like you did not have anything. If you don't have anything, that's a 0, right? And from 0, you cannot subtract anything. You already have nothing with you, right? So 0 minus 0 would always be equals to 0. The difference between 0 minus 0 is always 0. And we say there is no difference. Or the difference is, the difference, we just simply write the difference is a 0. Because you had 0 and you gave away 0 out of it, right? Yes. Thank you so much. Welcome, Semi, to the class. Let's do these. Okay. If we had, in question number 4, if you had 7, the question says subtract 7 minus a 0. So what should be the difference? The difference should be, the difference is, what is the difference of this? When you have 7 and you gave away a 0, that means you're not giving away anything, right? Or if you had $7 and you did not spend anything out of it, you spend $0. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Adiboy. So that means if you did not spend anything, you did not give away anything, that means you would be left with the opening amount. That is the larger number. So the difference of these two numbers is 7, right? Okay. Moving ahead to the next. Semi, focus over here. I need an answer from you. Semi, help me out with the next one. Question number 5. It says subtract 6 minus 4. If let's suppose we had 6 squares or circles, let's suppose if we had 6 circles, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So we can number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what is the difference of these two numbers? 6 minus 4 would mean if we had 6 circles. See, if we had 6 circles and we remove how many? We remove 4 out of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means how many circles are we left with? We are left with 2. Agreed? So can I say that the difference of these two numbers is 2? Agreed? Yes, thank you. Or can I write a fact statement that the sum of the two smaller numbers, if I say 6 minus 4 was 2, can I say the opposite of it? If 6 minus 2, it should be 4. Agreed? It's the same thing. If you subtract 4 from 6, you get 2 as your answer. And if you subtract 2 from 6, you get 4 as your answer. And we can also say that if you add the smaller two numbers, 2 plus 4 would always be equals to 6, right? So what we are looking at over here is we are looking at the subtraction facts. It does not matter which order we subtract, the total, the sum of the smaller two numbers will be equal to the bigger number. In this case, 4 plus 2 would always be 6. That means 6 minus 4, 2, 6, and 6 minus 2 would be 4. Okay. I hope it's not very confusing. I'll just try to make it more simple. Okay. Okay. I'll just use simpler terminologies. Sorry. Question number 6 says subtract. If you have a 4 and you subtract a 1 from it, how much are you left with? That means the difference. We need to find the difference of these two numbers. What is the difference? 4 minus 1. See, simply open up 4 fingers, right? If 4 fingers are open and you close one of the fingers. Yes, thank you for the answer. That means 4 minus 1 is 3. So that means you are left with 3. And we can say the difference of the two numbers is 3. Therefore, we can say if we 4 minus 1 would be 3, or 4 minus 3 should be 1. This is the subtraction fact, right? Okay, moving on ahead with the question. For the next question, it says, okay. Question number 7, it says, subtract 4 minus 2. What is the difference? If you have 4 and you're left with 2, that means you've minus 2, right? So how many are you left with? 4 minus 2 should be equal to? Thank you, Adibai. That means 4 minus 2 would be, you're left with 2. And that means the difference of the two numbers is, this was our first number minus the second number, right? 4 minus 2, and your answer is 2. Thank you, Princely. Okay. So the difference between these two numbers is 2. But what will happen if we say subtract 4 minus, let's just confirm, 4 minus 4. See, that means if you open up your four fingers, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. -4 means you close all four fingers. So how many fingers would be left open? Another example is if you had four candies which you shared everything with your friends. So how many candies are you left with? Yes, thank you. Thank you. So 4 minus 4 would always be 0. That means we can write that the difference of these two numbers is a 0, right? 0 means you are not left with anything, right? So from this, what we can say is if a number subtracts itself, if any number minus the same number, the answer would always be equals to 0. Okay, thank you. Let's move ahead and see another example. Okay. Question number 9. If I say, question number 9, if I say subtract 5 minus 5. If you have 5 and you gave away 5, so how many are you left with? Yes, thank you, Adibai. Focus here. Semi, let's study this. What is 5 minus 5? You had 5 and you gave away the 5, right? So let's try this. Let's suppose if you had 5 stars and you gave away the 5 stars, or you remove the stars. Can we write down the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So once we had 5 stars and we remove how many? We remove the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means in the end we are left with nothing, right? That means nothing in maths is a 0. So we can say the difference is 0. Okay. If we try to flip this question, let's say in question number 10, if I say the same thing, subtract, but in this time what I say is previous question number 9 was 5 minus 5, but question number 10, if I wrote 5 minus 0, 5 minus 0 would mean if you had 5 and you gave up, if you had 5 of something, right? If you had 5 pencils and you did not give away anything, so you will still be left with no semi. In question number 10, it says if you had 5, right? If you had 5 pencils, right? And you gave away 0 pencils to anyone else, how many pencils will you have? Yes, thank you, Crinsley. We would be left with 5 because we subtracted a 0. So this means that if ever you are subtracting 0 from any number, 0 will not change that number, right? So we say that the difference in this case is 5. Moving ahead to the next question, we can say that. Okay, now we will get bigger numbers. Question number 11 says, subtract 9 minus 5. Can anyone give me the difference? What is 9 minus 5? We can always count it on our fingertips, right? We can count 9 fingers which are open and we close 5. How many fingers would be left open? Or we can write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Out of these 9 numbers, that was the maximum number. We remove 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we are left with, yes, thank you. Both of you, your answer is perfectly right. It's perfect. That means 9 minus 4 will be 4, right? And we can also say that the difference of these two numbers is 4, right? So today what we are using is the word difference. The difference will tell us the larger number minus the smaller number, and whatever is left is known as the difference. Okay? Let's try one more. Okay. Okay, let's say if we have a question and the question says subtract 10, sorry, subtract 10 minus 3. What should you be left with? The difference of these two numbers should be 10 minus 3 should be equal to 10 minus 3 should be equal to, yes, thank you, Shaima. It should be equal to 7. Okay. And what is the easier way to remember? See, there are two ways. Either you open up your two palms, you have 10 fingers, you just close 3 fingers, you can say, and then you count, it comes out to be 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Or what we can say is, how we can find 3 plus something should be equal to 10, right? The sum of the two smaller numbers should be equal to the larger number also, right? So 3, we also can find it the other way. We can say 3 plus 7 would be equals to 10, right? So while solving the questions, we do not have a restriction, right? We can always say 10 minus 3 is 7, or you say what should be added to 3 to make it 10. So 3 plus one number is 10, right? That means that number would be 7. Okay. The best thing about maths is you are not restricted, right? You do not have any restrictions. Any way that you can prove logically, right, would be a correct answer. So the next question we have is 8 minus 2. What is the difference of these two numbers? The difference of 8 minus 2 is, the easiest way is write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We just need to subtract 2. That means we remove two numbers from here. What are we left with? Yes, thank you so much. What should we be left with? Yes, that means the largest number we are left with is 6. That means 8 minus 2 would always be equals to 6. And we can also say that the statement is the difference of the two numbers is 6. Okay. What we understand is the word difference means the gap. What is the gap between 8 and 2? It's 6 numbers in the middle, right? So the difference will tell us the gap between two numbers. Okay? Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says subtract and 7 minus 6. So let's suppose you had 7 candies and you ate 6 out of those. So you should not be eating so many, but it's just a case. We are assuming, right? So if you had 7 candies and you ate 6 out of those, you should be left with, you should be left with, if you had 7, yes, thank you, Adabai. If you had 7, your answer is correct. That means 7 you had, you ate 6. Now you are just left with 1, right? So we can say the difference of the numbers is 1. Agreed? Or we can also say that 6 plus 1 would always be equals to the larger number. Agreed? That means we can write the statement multiple ways. 7 minus 6 is 1. 7 minus 1 would be 6. Okay? Thank you. Moving on to the next question. That is, okay, we did 7 minus 6. The next question they're asking us to do is 6 minus something. Subtract 6 minus 4. Let's see. If we write the 6 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And how many did we need to remove? We had to remove 4 out of these, right? So we say 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are left with the larger number is that we are left with is 2. That means 6 minus 4 would be 2. And we can also say that the difference of these two numbers is 2. Okay. So we are looking at the word difference today. Okay. The difference means the gap between the smaller number and the number that is being subtracted. So in this case, 6 was the larger number minus the smaller number, that was 4. 6 minus 4 will give the difference, and 2 is the difference. Thank you, Aribai. Next one. I know it's a very repetitive, but we are trying to make a base over here, right? So that when the questions will get difficult, we will be able to understand, okay? So let's do the next subtract. What is 8 minus 5? Can anyone give me the answer? The difference is, what is the difference in this case? If the larger number was 8 and we have to subtract 5, the easiest way for any number that is 10 or less than 10 is, can we open up 8 fingers, right? That means one hand completely open, on the other hand you have 3 fingers open, right? So if we have 8 fingers which are open and we need to subtract 5, that means the one hand that is completely open, can we close that? So how many fingers are open now? We are left with 1. Yes, thank you. We are left with, yes, you're absolutely correct. That means we are left with 3 open fingers, right? So we can say that 8 minus 5 was 3. That means the difference of the two numbers is 3, right? So what we are looking at is when we subtract any two numbers, we find the difference between those two numbers. Okay, subtraction would give us the difference as the answer. Okay, moving on with the next question. Can we say that question number 17, it says subtract, and the values given to us are 7 minus 2. So what is 7 minus 2? What is the difference between these two numbers? Easiest way is we write down the numbers. We write 1, we write 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 because 7 is the largest number. And we remove two numbers because we have to subtract 2. So what is the largest number that are we left with? 7 minus 2 would be 7 minus 2 would be Crinsley, 7 out of 7. If you remove 2 out, yes, Semi, that is correct. Thank you. Yes, Crinsley. 7 minus 2 would be equals to 5. And we can say that the difference is 5. Agreed? So let's try some questions from the test. Okay. And let's see if we can answer them correctly. So I would want you people to click on the test as well so that we have the questions together. Let's see how many questions are there in total. Oh, just 22 questions and very short ones. Okay. That's very to the point, very easy questions. I would want you to complete them also, the remaining questions. Okay. We will try the maximum number of questions that we can. Okay. If this is question number 1 from the test. The test is on the right hand top corner of the page. Okay. So it says 4 minus 0. Which option should be correct? Option A, option B, option C, or option D? What is 4 minus 0? Can anyone give me the answer? 4 minus 0 should be equal to Semi, Prinsley, Edibe. 4 minus 0 means if you have 4 of some, yes, thank you, Prinsley. And the option number should be, which option is the correct option? Option number, Prinsley, which option is the, yes, 4 is the answer. You're correct, 4 is the answer, but this is a multiple choice. Yes, thank you. Option number B is the correct, right? So we click on option number B on the test. So for the next question we have is subtract 9 minus 6. Okay, let's say this is question number 2 and these are the options A, B, C, and D. Sorry, 9 minus 6 would be, what will be 9 minus 6? Simply put it in a box so that 9 minus 6 should be equal to which option? A, B, C, D? What is 9 minus 6? Yes, thank you, Eddie boy. 9 minus 6 would be equal to 3. And we look at the options. That means option C is the correct answer. Thank you so much. Moving on ahead to question number 3. The question number 3 says, subtract 9 minus 4. And the given options for us are option A, option B, option C, and option D. Or we can say the other way around. Yes, thank you, Grinsley. Option B is correct. Thank you so much. That means 9 minus 4 would be equals to 5. Yes, option B. Thank you. So we click on option B for this. The next question we have is subtract 7 minus 3. I'll just copy it on the screen. If we are asked to subtract 7 minus 3, it should be equal to option A, option B, option C, and option D. Yes. Yes, that's already correct. Grinsley, option 2, 5. You already. About question number 4. 7 minus 3 should always be equal to 7 minus 3 is? Yes, thank you, Eddie boy. That is 4. And where do we find 4 in the answer? That is option number 1, right? So we select option number 1 and we say 7 minus 3 was equals to 4. Moving to the next question. The next question we have is, it says subtract 4 minus 1. This is question number 5. It says, and these are the options A, B, C, and D. So what should be? What should be 4 minus 1? Yes, thank you. What should be 4 minus 1? If you had 4 candies and you ate one of them, you are left with how many? You had 4, you ate 1, you're left with? Or what is the difference of the number? 4 minus 1 should be equals to 4 minus 1 should be equal to, yes, 3. Thank you so much. It should be equals to 3. And we look at the option 3. That is option number 1. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Kinsley. We move on to the next question. The next question says 7 minus 2. I'm just copying the question on the screen. The next question we have is 7 minus 2. This would be question number 6. And the options are A, B, C, and D. So what is 7 minus 2? Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Hedabai. Thank you, Kinsley. What is 7 minus 2? Seven minus 2 means if you have 7, you can always count it on your fingertips, right? You open up 7 fingers, you close 2. How many are left? Yes. Thank you, Kinsley. This is 7 minus option A is correct. 7 minus 2 would be 5. It would be option A. You wrote the same option, but answer would be a typing error, right? So that means option A is 5. The difference between 7 and 2 is 5. Okay. So when we are subtracting, we are basically trying to find the difference between the numbers, right? Okay. So the next question we have is, let's see, this says 0 minus 0. Okay. If we had as nothing, can we give away nothing? This would be question number 7. And these are the options. So if you had nothing and you gave away nothing out of it, so what should you be left with? And we know the rule that whenever you subtract, yes, thank you, Prinsley. It says option number 4, right? Yes, thank you. That means whenever 0 is subtracted from a number, right? This was a number over here. This was also 0. So whenever 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer stays as the same number, right? And that means option number D. Do we agree? Yes. Thank you, May. Okay, moving ahead. For the next question, it says subtract 7 minus 6. Just a minute, I'll just bring the question on the screen. I'm copying it. The next question says subtract 7 minus 6. And this would be our question number 8. With the options A, B, C, and D. So what is 7 minus 6? Can anyone give me the answer for 7 minus 6? Question number 8 is 7 minus 6. And what is 7 minus 6? Seven minus 6 should be, if you open up 7 fingers, yes, thank you, Princely, it's 1. So we can say 7 minus 6 would be equals to 1, or we can say the difference of these two numbers is 1. And we look at where is 1? Option number B is 1. So we click on option number B that states 1. Okay. The next question we have is, okay, we should remember this rule. Whenever we subtract a 0, the answer should stay. I just gave you the rule in question number 7, right? So let's see question number 9. For question number 9, we can refer to question number 7. We can look at question number 7 also. So the options were A, B, C, and D, right? Semi, for what is the answer for this? Question number 9. Semi, if we subtract 0 from 10, the answer should be? See, we know that whenever we subtract a 0, right, from any number, that means the answer stays the same. So in this case also, we were saying 10 minus 0, right? So we are subtracting 0. Yes, thank you for the answer. Thank you. That's correct. So whenever we subtract from this, it stays the same. And D is option. D is 10, right? Okay, let's try one more. Option number D. The next question says, very easy. What is 4 minus 4? I'll just copy it over here. What is 4 minus 4? And these are the options given to us. Sorry. Question number 10. A, B, C, and D. 4 minus 4. If you have 4 candies, you gave away the 4. You are left with how many? If you give up everything you had, then you are left with nothing, right? That means 4 minus 4 should be. Yes, thank you. That means 4 minus 4 should be equals to 0. And we look at the option 0. That is option number D. So we are already done with around 10 questions. Okay. Very easy. 12 questions are there. More are there. Please do complete those questions. Okay. So that you have a better understanding of the topic. Okay. Thank you so much. Best of luck. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.